E aí galera do YouTube, tudo bom com vocês? Bem-vindo a mais um vídeo de Genshin Impact. Deixa a Lumine se expressar. Show de bola. Continuando onde a gente parou, a gente vai agora se encontrar com a Deia. Deia. Eu tenho que me acostumar de novo a chamar ela assim. Quando eu me acostumei de um jeito, eu tive que me acostumar de outro. Tipo, eu chamava ela de Deia. Aí eu tive que começar a me acostumar a chamar ela de Deia. Aí agora eu tenho que voltar pra Deia de novo. É complicado. Bom, mas né, a gente vai se encontrar com a Deia agora, ver o que ela tem a dizer aí sobre o que a gente descobriu, que nossas memórias são apagadas todas as noites. Vamos lá. Nosso time hoje é um pouquinho focado em dendro. Dendro elétrico, pra falar a verdade. Eu tava fazendo uns testes da Lumine com a Shogun, cara. A Lumine chegou a dar 22k com o E dela. Tá talento nível 1 ainda, o E dela. Com esses status, chegou a dar 22k. Isso eu acho que era ser o Bennett. Eu não sei, eu acho que era com o Bennett. Não tem condição nossa de ser sido 22k sem o Bennett. Vamos ver. Deia. Yes. Yes. Sempre que ela aparece, o vídeo fica. O jogo fica bom.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and
Esse povo não envelhece, não?
How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it. Oh, that works.
Porque nós vivemos esse mesmo dia, muitas vezes nossas memórias do dia são apagadas todas as
What
noites.
happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
Alright then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this greatsword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Yes.
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used?
Oh!
The food we ate. Common sense.
Genius!
My wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
Eu tava querendo saber disso também. Por que elas não estão envelhecendo, coisa do tipo? Que, né, vários dias se passaram. O mundo está sendo apagado, será?
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything. It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have
Oh?
proof? Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Dunyarzad.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Né? Ok.
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
É o boneco que ela usa pra treinar.
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions.
Yeah.
I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate.
Ooh.
That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Toda vez que eu conheço essa personagem, eu só sinto mais vontade de
What if they use
Ah, chega logo o banner da Deia.
Every single mark.
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training. Whew, I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately?
Hmm?
It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to NIlou's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong?
Pelo jeito.
But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime. Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
A gente tá vivendo um sonho.
Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
Oh!
Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city.
Yeah.
Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired? How about we go back and ask Nahida?
Nahida.
Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Nahida. Ok, vamos lá para Nahida. Tentei aumentar um pouquinho o volume do jogo dessa vez, pra ver se fica melhor. O que é que vocês acham? Será que mudou alguma coisa, hein? Acho que deve ter ficado melhor. Nahida!
Nahida, we're back! You're back early today. Did you find something new?
Mais ou menos.
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question. Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before. We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back? Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
Então alguma coisa impediu a gente de voltar.
Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town. Really? That's kind of strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories. Yep, something here's definitely fishy.
Não me diga, Paimon.
Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
Lá vai. And here we go again. O dia da marmota.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin? Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
De quem?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Wait, what?
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
What the fuck? Que loucura é essa, maluco?
Yesterday. Okay, let's go.
What the What the What the Ok. Que loucura, meu. Olha lá. Que da hora. Oh, eu tô indo pro lado errado. A saída por aqui. Que é isso? Tem um guarda na frente.
Why can't we leave the the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
Real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Pra não usar ninguém.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands.
Uau, porque é tão difícil escalar isso, né?
Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry! Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
Sair da cidade pode provocar perturbações em nossa memória. Precisamos que uma pessoa fique para testemunhar o que acontece aqui.
What if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble?
Não!
Then Paimon won't be able to help you. Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but
Oh.
we've been together, haven't we? Okay. Paimon will wait for you.
Pai, mãe é tipo um parasita fofo.
Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look. And please, be careful.
And here we go again.
Memories!
What? Oh, nossa senhora, que é isso?
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
Eu prometi.
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying. Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
Maria.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world. Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday?
Ok.
I see. Using two people's different perspectives. After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
Distraída.
No way! Paimon was watching you with
É
the
claro que pai montava, fera.
What's your perspective, traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this? I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken. So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
Estão apagando a memória daqueles que saem.
Really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Ah.
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well, okay. You that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunya's out for me. Yep, now we're talking.
Ela vai fazer uma daquelas paradinhas, né? De armazenar memória. Caraca, ela passou quanto tempo, maluco? Caraca, homem, ficou de noite. Holy shit.
I'm done. Here you go. What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal? I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect
Nódulo.
to any node. To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right? Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're out. We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
É verdade.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages. All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday, but Paimon still isn't happy about it.
Até amanhã, Paimon.
See you tomorrow, traveler.
E aí, nós voltamos para o presente.
Everything that's happened so far. Yes, although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside. Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Show me. Show me the money.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty. Except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
Tipo uma distorção do espaço-tempo.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru City space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents. There's another part here. I only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky.
What?
And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
E ela voltou para amanhã.
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces? Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment. Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here? From the message? The message. It should have come from the traveler's Akasha terminal.
Yeah.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final space has also disappeared. Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Tá na hora de pensar. Espaço real, espaço que estávamos ontem.
My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic? All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence.
Ok, eu acho que é esse aqui.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day.
Exato.
Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day?
Exato.
Playmon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow? Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats.
Huh.
So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
Segredo.
Hey, where are you going?
Think. Eu tô indo sem a Paimon. Pera, quê? Caraca, sério?
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Oh, que raro. Caraca, homem. Pensou bastante, hein?
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Nossa senhora, essa mulher tá tipo um zumbi andando.
Yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away. Awesome, what is it? Everyone wants to know? Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time we're gonna get to the truth.
Yeah! Pelo amor de Deus, jogo, me manda direto. Era só me mandar direto pra cá, jogo. Qual é? Narida! Narida!
Back. I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival?
Professora Narida.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Oh god.
People in Sumeru don't... We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha
Então,
is taking their dreams
então,
from them.
exato, por isso que eu tentei ligar com isso aqui, mano.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe
Então esse festival de Sub-Zero que a gente tá é o sonho de alguém.
In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now. Correct answer.
E esse sonho é o da...
How did you conclude that the Akasha is capable?
Como é que era o nome dela? Pera aí. O poder da deusa da sabedoria, a caixa precisa de um luminoso para ser operado. Ela... Todo o povo... Eu acho que é esse aqui. Eu acho que é esse aqui, mas eu vou ver todos.
It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis.
Acho que é esse aqui. Não? Ah, então deve ser esse aqui. Não! Então é esse, só pode ser esse.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams too.
Yes.
But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that? Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming.
Faz sentido.
In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
É claro que era tudo mentira, Paimon.
So it was all a dirty trick?
Gente importante só sabe mentir.
The story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Oh, God. Discurso do grande sábio.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more?
Seria muito óbvio, não tem como ser isso não. É. Eu ainda acho que é esse aqui. Não? Então é esse. Oh. Produção em massa de sonhos? Oh!
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream.
Pera aí, eu acho que o som tá muito alto. Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui. Pronto, deu uma mexida aqui, acho que agora tá melhor. Que tava parecendo muito alto pra mim.
Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha. And so it continues.
So
Forever.
this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Yeah.
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
Alright, last question. Who am I?
That everyone knows that. Quem é que não sabe isso, mano?
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon... Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of Sumeru's people?
Isso aqui é fera.
So you noticed.
Você é Lorde Menor com Sanari.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
Come on.
That wasn't hard at all. Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning.
Por que tá olhando pra mim enquanto fala dela?
Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali, Paimon didn't expect to meet you like
Vai ser um momento oportuno, é verdade. Esse não é um momento pra fazer
We're gonna
perguntas.
wait until we're back in real life.
Yes.
On the other hand,
She's so
I'd
cute.
be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Ok. Por que você não poderia simplesmente... porque ela não poderia simplesmente dizer a verdade.
Before, my answer was, it would literally blow your minds.
Yeah.
Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense.
Ah.
You heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker?
Oh!
If someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I can only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Faz sentido, faz sentido. Nunca acorde um sonâmbulo. Verdade. Como os sábios conseguem evitar que as pessoas percebam?
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality.
Yes.
People have already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal.
Ah.
Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha.
Faz sentido.
So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival,
Não se lembra de nada do sonho anterior.
from their previous identical dream.
Ah.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes.
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of
Oh, porque eu tenho o elemento dentro?
Everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
Ah, sobre o efeito colateral dos sonhos produzidos em massa. Porque os sonhos do festival Sub-Zero.
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow.
Isso sim é bem estranho.
That's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it.
Tá na hora de invadir a academia.
Do you have any information?
Oh God. Discurso do grande sábio.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that... Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power... Those spaces remind...
Vamos com isso aqui. Eu sabia que era aquele, fera.
The birth of that god? Could it mean...
Último.
Really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so...
Esse é o problema, fera. Pode causar efeitos colaterais. Exato.
Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate.
É só olhar pra
Especially those whose health is
a mulher com o nome de Pokémon, de Digimon. De Pokémon, aliás. Dunyarzad, isso. Dunyarzad. Tem o nome de um Pokémon.
We've got to put a stop to this.
Yes. Pronto, terminei as perguntas.
Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable.
Tá na hora do Deus entrar em ação.
After we end the Sub-Zero's festival Samsara, we have to look into them.
Yes.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous.
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
Oh, ué, já?
Time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Ok. Here we go again. Oh. Ué, cadê a... Desnazaya?
Wait, now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Nome grande, mano.
Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't
Né?
look too good.
Dunyarzad.
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now
Dunyarzad.
is correct.
She's dead.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Tá na hora do pau, meu amigo. Alguém vai pagar caro.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Né?
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as fillers.
Encher linguiça, boa analogia.
Speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar.
Elazar.
Just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sabzeruz festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault. Leave us alone.
Ah, fé, eles vão pagar caro.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
É, a gente conhece alguns.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Nossa, cara, a outra morreu mesmo.
Although the Sabzeruz festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness.
Huh.
Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Huh.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal.
Huh.
Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it.
Yes.
However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate,
É o que vai vir no prato.
respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
Agora como é que a gente vai achar o cara?
Way to find
Né?
them, though. If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
É alguém que quer que esse festival não acabe, não é isso?
How are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming?
Eu diria que é a NIlou,
After all,
já que a Dunyarzad morreu.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara.
Samsara.
As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes, I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility.
Talvez trazer ela de volta?
Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises.
Yes.
Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
She's so cute.
I'm still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her. Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake.
Concordo.
I was wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host
No.
of the stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Porque por conhecerem o plano, saberiam mais facilmente que estavam sonhando. É mais difícil que um sonhador inocente perceber que está sonhando.
That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us.
É NIlou, pô.
Who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zero's festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
Ainda acho que é a NIlou. E aí, meu chapa? Acorda.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Nossa senhora.
Okay. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss doing
It hurts.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind. Kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Ferris Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious?
Né?
After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years? 100 years?
Oh.
Until the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but... Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
E aí?
Dreams come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes.
Impossível, fera.
Oh, you're... Fucky? Sorry,
What?
but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go.
Ué.
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all.
Ainda acho que é a NIlou, fera.
Should've expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her, but none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
Deia.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
Vou dar uma lição neles. Tá é a nossa hora, vamos lá.
But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
Bora! Eu tô pensando em descontar minha raiva em alguém. Yo! Charge! Yo! Chega perto e diz, leave it to me. Eu vou entrar na frente. Só deixa esses jeitos aqui comigo. Não perca seu tempo.
Fine, all right. Knock yourself out.
Tommy.
I'm so worked up anyway. It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway, watch yourself.
Ela é fofa, cara. Ela é meio tsundere.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
Pera aí, já volto. Muito bem, voltei. Pelo menos eu talvez possa mostrar do que meu time é capaz. Talvez, né? Toma! Tome! Olha isso. Cada explosãozinha do negócio lá é 9.000. E aí, minha chapa? Tá fazendo o que escondido aí, cara? Hehehe 9k, cada explosãozinha da planta lá.
Anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this.
É, qual é, Paimon? Tem que ir, né? Pô.
Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something.
What?
Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up?
É verdade. Ela não pôde por causa...
Because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival.
Pra verificar o que era.
Even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search.
Yeah. Vamos lá.
This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yes.
Hey, the windows are unlocked.
Really?
Okay. Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Carregando algo. O que ela tá carregando?
This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table.
Um livro.
Open it?
Yes. Se você botar pra ler, você tá de sacanagem comigo. Oh, God. Vou ler. Só um segundo.
Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even
Ela era um
though she
anjo,
was so
cara.
busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her.
Vai agradecer agora, fera. Não! Are you up to now? Pra lá? Deve ser pra cá. Uou! Do nada?
It's Dunyarzad's puppet.
Dunyarzad. Obrigado.
Traveler? You must be exhausted.
Esse negócio nas minhas costas.
Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
Né?
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about NIlou's Dance of Sub-Zeros.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
Oh!
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Dunyarzad?
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come...
Não deixar pra trás nenhum arrependimento.
Where are we going this time?
I have no idea. Lá em cima? A dança? Ah. Cheguei. Vou forçar você a dançar, nem que seja... Pera.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
Lá vai. The boss.
Traveler? You don't have
What?
to get involved.
Quase que eu xingo, peraí.
He's a sage from the academia. I don't want to drag you
Tô
into
nem
this.
aí, fera.
Traveler.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste.
E aí?
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Eles são marionetes.
Oh, of course. If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
É ela, o sonho é dela, caramba. Se lembra que ela falou que queria 2 flores?
Like I said, they symbolize the...
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisara.
Eu não vou rever isso não, cara, eu já vi. Que ela falou que queria ter pelo menos 2 flores no palco. Uma de cada lado.
Beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So how?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Fecha seus olhos.
Huh? You guys are acting weird. But okay.
A NIlou tá sonhando, fera. Eu sabia. Eu sabia, cara. Eu tô dizendo isso desde o início.
Hey!
They disappeared! So NIlou's the host! What a surprise!
Eu sabia desde o início.
Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in NIlou's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assume there will be food on a plate, and NIlou assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pot. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly...
E ela aqui escutando essa conversa. What the fuck?
But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make NIlou realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Ué, já fizeram, fera. Vocês só... Meu Deus! Vocês estão conversando na frente dela. Como é que vocês acham que ela chegou nessa conclusão?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sub-Zeros festival?
Not really, explica pra ela.
Yes, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Vocês estavam falando isso na frente dela, caramba.
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon. Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City, and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
Da hora, mano.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story?
Yeah.
He never went on his journey?
Exato. A jornada dele foi toda nos sonhos.
Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too.
Falta a dança. Ela vai dançar? Pera aí, então deixa eu me posicionar direito na cadeira.
Let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
Let's go! Tô pronto. Tô aguardando pra ver isso aí desde que chegou o Sumeru. Oh!
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sub-Zero's.
A dança do Sub-Zero. Nossa senhora. Ela tá apagando o palácio inteiro, mano. Se a Dunyarzad tivesse aí pra ver isso.
I would have loved to see NIlou's dance.
Oh! 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 Nahida, foi tu? Droga! Agora as lágrimas estão chegando. Ah! Facada. Ah! Por essa eu não esperava. My feels. Eita.
Good morning, traveler.
Com certeza dormiu por uma eternidade.
Feels like she's been asleep for the longest time.
Dor de cabeça.
Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night?
Ah, esqueceram de tudo?
Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero's Aurora?
Não, agora eu me lembro.
Quick, take off your Akasha terminal.
Nossa. Oh God. Como será que ela tá? Ela não tá aí, né?
She's not in her room. What happened?
O lugar de sempre.
Usual spot.
O banco lá da praça? E aí? Ela tá em pé! Ela tá viva! Yes! Katheryne.
Paimon,
Por que Katheryne?
and thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
Foi you?
I'm sorry, who are...
Oh, é a Nahida! A Nahida! Caraca, a Nahida! Wait a second! Caraca! Aquela Katheryne que a gente conversou lá... Nossa! Plot twist! Nossa senhora! Aquela da Katheryne que a gente conversou lá lá embaixo, lá no local do festival, era na Nahida disfarçada. Mano!
Oh, a traveler, Paimon.
Uau!
Something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream, and I saw NIlou performing the dance of Sub-Zeros.
Maluco! Que plot twist, mano! Oh! Caraca! Pera aí, deixa eu... Né? Constelação nova! Essa constelação faz o quê? Após a espada grande acertar um oponente, ela irá gerar 3.5 de energia. Ok. Então se acertar vários inimigos, vai gerar mais energia? Ela precisa, fera. 80 de energia o custo da ult dela. E aí, Katheryne? Que não é a Katheryne, no caso.
Actually, Nahida.
Aí, elas sabem.
Paimon felt like Katheryne was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the traveler's favorite bench?
Ok. De sempre, né? Vamos lá. Tá tudo bem aí? Oh!
What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it only been a night?
It's actually been much longer than that.
Né?
Strange. Was I really asleep that long? No wonder I have such a headache.
Muito. Ontem. Como é que é? Teve um filme que o cara falou ontem. Ah, foi. Nossa! Foi o filme que eu assisti hoje de Homens de Preto, o 3. Que o agente J falou pro agente K. Hoje eu descobri que ontem à noite foi há muito, muito tempo atrás. Se encaixa bem nessa parte aqui agora. Vamos lá. Caraca, ok. Nahida.
Talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right.
But how?
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
Trabalho em equipe.
So it looks like we did.
Tomodachi no Shikara.
Not a moment too soon.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
500 anos não é o suficiente.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
of other
Oh my
questions,
god, here we
right?
go.
After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all
Ah,
questions.
here we go. Sobre o sonho que eu tive na floresta, Avidia.
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yes.
So you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky
Conria.
was related to Conria.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord.
Ah, mundo esqueça-me. Ah.
Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
Quando é que a gente vai destruir a academia? Eu tô com raiva deles ainda, fera.
We thought it was from the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
Literalmente o que ela diz, eu acho. Pedindo para o mundo esquecer.
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it.
Looks like a job to me.
Devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
Why?
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Teyvat's.
Como sempre, a gente tem que salvar o mundo. Por que você parece com a Katheryne?
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Katheryne's consciousness.
Oh, essa é a Katheryne.
How did you do that? Poor Katheryne. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
Yes.
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Wait, what?
Hold on. Did we just learn
What?
some dark secret? So Katheryne is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about
What
her.
the...
What about your own body? Why
Is
do
it-
you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the
Eles
sanctuary of
Eles revelaram assim do nada.
That story begins a long time ago.
Caraca, homem.
After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Suristhana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata Devata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the academia is also
Você é um arconte excelente, eu concordo.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words.
Essa risada.
But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
O plano dos sábios.
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve.
Isso é o que a gente vai ter que descobrir, né?
Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero's samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to
Por que será, né?
their Akasha terminals.
Por que será?
I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Katheryne to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
Se precisar de mim, pode falar. Eles estão precisando de uma lição mesmo. Caixa?
You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
It's not that no one noticed.
Ninguém se importou, foi o que eu pensei também.
Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sage has convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research.
Faz sentido.
Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Tipo de discriminação, né? Não tem mais perguntas.
I hope my answers were
O
satisfactory.
da Katheryne foi o mais sinistro de todos, fera. Ela é uma marionete que nem o escaramucho.
I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero's samsara in the immediate future.
Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief.
Um dos mais exaustivos que eu já tive, né?
This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Pode descansar.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Katheryne é uma marionete, maluco. What the fuck?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Caraca, homem. Por isso que ela tá em todas as cidades. Provavelmente por ser uma marionete, todas... Como é que eu digo? Todas as informações que uma Katheryne consegue é transferida para a outra Katheryne da outra cidade. Aí todas elas compartilham a mesma mente. Caraca, mano, que revelação, hein? O que é isso? Siga Hannah. Recrutamento. Ah, esse foi o final? Ah, esse foi o final. Adoraria. Já que esse foi o final, isso quer dizer que também libera... Ah, é verdade. Eu vou desbloquear. O próximo vídeo vai ser isso mesmo? Nossa. Onde é que eu tenho que ir pra fazer essa missão? Oh, é na Katheryne de Sumero mesmo? O próximo vídeo vai ser a missão do Tignari. Isso aqui é pra liberar a missão de reputação da cidade, né? Vamos ver logo isso, eu quero saber onde é essa parada de titãs. Vamos lá, eu ainda tenho que fazer a missão de reputação dessa semana. Eu já aproveito e acumulo de Sumero. Ok. Sim. Aham. Vamos fingir que eu li tudo. A exploração tá quase nada ainda. Ah, precisa estar nível 2. Ah, que droga. Precisa estar nível 2 para liberar. Falta quanto? Amanhã eu vou ter que fazer uma exploração sinistra em Sumero, hein? Pra ganhar XP o suficiente pra liberar isso sem... fazer as missões também, né? Eita, caramba, é mesmo. Bom, não tem mais nada pra fazer, né? Vamos lá matar os churros pra encerrar. Não deu tempo. Matar os churros pra encerrar o vídeo. Lá lá lá. Tem até bandidos aqui, what? Matou todos?
Emerge right here. Right now.
Nossa. Cara, ainda tem algum bandido vivo? Não, morreram todos. Cara, cadê tem tu, maluco?
Right here. Emerge right here.
Pronto. Acho que agora foi todos. Tu não tá atirando em mim aqui não, né? Mother Trucker. Agora sim. Olá, meu chapa. De novo, sério? Nossa, conversa longa, hein? Ok. Um XP de amizade extra. Nunca é demais. Mas como eu tava dizendo, esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Vejo vocês no próximo episódio de Genshin Impact. Valeu! Falou!